Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to talk about the different techniques that you can use when doing hot stone. So it's important when beginning your massage to ensure that you've applied massage oil to the skin of the area that you're going to massage with the stone, and that you've also applied the oil to the stones as well. This is because they need to glide over the skin smoothly to be enjoyable for the client. This motion allows you to use a stone that would be a little too hot to just rest on their skin, but will actually be very pleasant when it's gliding quickly over it. And the direction of the gliding movements should be towards the heart, but in some instances you will work away as well. The stones can be used to effleurage and to petrissage as well, and we'll demonstrate what that looks like in some demonstration videos. Care should be taken when using the stones around adhesions, so scars or bruising or any sort of tissue that looks like it's got some issues, so that we're not bruising the client, because stones penetrate tissue far more deeply than fingers and thumbs, and they are not yielding. Okay, so the pressure and the firmness of a stone against the body is unyielding, and so therefore we need to be mindful of the amount of pressure that we're going to use. After the stones have been used to perform effleurage and petrissage on the back, the therapist can then place stationary stones on the back of the client to continue to work while the arms and legs are attended to. And then later on, you can even incorporate energetic vibration into where those stationary stones are placed. But I'll talk about that soon. So let's talk about gliding. Gliding is a technique that involves sliding hot oiled stones along the muscle in a long sweeping motion. It's why it's similar to effleurage stroke, but it's done with a stone in your hand. Gliding is the most common and basic stone technique and is generally performed across an entire limb or body part, such as like the back or the leg. But you can also restrict it to smaller areas such as the knees or the arms or the forearms. Gliding is an excellent technique to use for your first and last stroke on each body part. It is critical when gliding to make sure your fingers contact the client's skin along with the stone. You want to keep that connection there. Correct stone entrance is also imperative when gliding, because it is a technique that is used so frequently throughout the massage. Thus, the quality of the entrance will make the difference between a relaxing and a jarring massage. No pressure or weight is needed when applying these gliding strokes. The heat does all the work for you. You can apply pressure, but the amount of pressure you use in a glide should reflect the preference of your client. So in this regard, the hot stone massage can be a really relaxing change of pace for you as the massage therapist as well. Let's talk about lift and drag. Lift and drag is a technique that involves lifting a stone against the underside of the body so that it drags rather than glides along the muscle. This simple technique can be done anywhere you are able to reach beneath the body with a stone. As you move the stone along the underside of the body, lift the stone to create tension so that it slowly drags against the client's muscles. This deepens the tissue softening effect of the stone beyond what you can achieve with gliding. And sometimes it's lovely to do this under the arm, under the bicep, because you can lift right underneath the limb, and with the pressure of the stone in your hand slide, and the weight of the arm itself is what applies the pressure. And that feels really lovely for clients as well. I'll show you what that looks like in the demonstration videos. Healing. So healing is a technique that utilizes the heel of the hand to increase the depth or the depth or the specific application of the gliding. Specificity. I really struggle with that word, guys. Sorry about that. Just trying to be authentic in owning it. All right, so healing is deeper. It's slower. It's more specific variation of gliding. So you still got the gliding motion happening, but you're applying a vertical pressure in the way that we're healing it. So You want to be dropping your weight vertically into the client with the heel of your hands and then push the stone along from that angle. Even though the focus of healing is the stone just below the heel of your hand, it is important to make contact with the rest of the hand as well. So we still want to keep the fingers involved in touching the client and staying engaged there. You can use healing in just a section of the limb or body part rather than throughout the entire limb. And it's great for opening the tissue on a deeper level and is a nice technique to follow gliding. So, for example, you could do a lovely amount of healing across the buttock region and lower back to release sciatic nerve pain. Because healing involves that deeper pressure than gliding does, it's important to pay careful attention to each of the client's limbs when using this particular technique, as various parts of the tissue may have a different tolerance for that kind of pressure. So make sure to check in with your client and adjust your pressure accordingly. That's just part of your professionalism, guys, always checking in around pressure and application. Next, we have sandwiching. This is a beautiful technique that's easy to use stones on both sides of the body at once, and it creates this enveloped feeling of warmth for the body. You can use it on almost any part of the body except the face, and rather than stopping to place 2 stones on the body before beginning to massage, work with 1 stone at first and then seamlessly add the 2nd stone while continuing to massage. You can use the stones in a similar fashion and direction or move them in opposite directions from each other, as long as you move the 2 stones with awareness of their relationship. The precise direction in which you work them does not matter. Now, sandwiching is beautifully done along the legs, and I'll show you a demonstration of that technique, but it's a wonderful way to work either top side or back side of the entire leg. Sandwiching the stones like this doubles their effect and helps to dissolve tension twice as fast. And my last technique that we're going to present to you here is edging. Now, edging is a technique that opens a muscle by using the edge of a stone to push or scrape the muscle fibers into submission. A very narrow edge, between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch is required. The one that's closer to 1/10 of an inch is useful in narrow areas, and the 1/4 inch is best for larger surfaces of the body. So to edge along the spine, you could locate the laminar groove found just lateral to the transverse processes. Using both hands, place the edge of the stone in the groove between the muscle and the spine. So either side of the spine, there's this groove, okay? And the 2 muscles that run, well, there's lots of muscle groups that run either side, but we're just dropping it in next to the erector spinae. Once in place, we're going to drop the edge deeper into the groove and push or pull the muscle away from the spine with a sweeping motion while maintaining the deep pressure. We don't have to push hard. The edge itself provides that scraping sensation. You can repeat the motion in a rhythmic fashion up and down the spine, and if the groove is narrow, you'd use the thinner edge. If the client is very sensitive to deep pressure, you'd use the thicker edge. Now I'm going to demonstrate it on shoulder blades for you with toe stones, because they're a nice size to just work a small amount of body as far as scraping the muscle into submission goes. And it gives you a really good concept of how easy it is to just apply a tiny little bit of pressure to get a huge release for the person on the table. All right, so that's some of our different techniques that we're going to basically help you incorporate into your sequences that you provide for your clients based on whatever their needs are. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video.